is one of the best sets. But hey, we have so much talent here. Talent that folks know, people like Ally and Nairo, and also some of that hidden talent. And I'm excited to see what we have in store, honestly, for this entire weekend. Looks like we're going to have young Caillou versus Astro.
All right, Astro. And this is the person I was telling you about earlier that went to Texas. He's the Lucario player. Hasn't been active as of late. He's been taking a little bit of a hiatus, a break, more so for school. But it's good to see him back. And right now, he's playing against young Caillou. Young Caillou, he actually comes to the Salty Bets weeklies that we have every Friday. And he's more so a beginner. He started just recently, and he's going to be going to Dark Pit.
It's funny. I go from a region where I never see Dark Pits, and I've been casting for about half an hour, but I've already seen 2.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, this region is more so like we have quite a bit of Dark Pits.
Yeah.
In terms of the like low mid-level area.
Yeah, the character variability in this region, it's real. Definitely real. But this is it, game number 1. Astro opting for Lucario against young Caillou. So what are some things that we really need to look out for in this matchup as a whole?
All right, so Astro, he's really well known for his beer versus and then getting the trap with the Aura Spear cancel up smashes. So we're definitely going to see that at the higher percents, and he's going to start going for these grabs just to throw that damage.
Yeah, in those low percents in particular, I think off of grabs, Lucario is so good even without that aura. It's just insane the amount of damage he can rack up, the follow-ups afterwards. Yeah. Young Caillou, of course, whenever you're playing Lucario, the biggest thing is simply closing out the stocks. Do you know any particular options he's going to have when it comes to that department?
He's mostly going to see the side B. Oh, accidentally gets hit by that Aura Spear. But yeah, Dark Pit's going to try to opt for the side B, try to catch him as he's landing. But if he does get a grab around the 150, 160 mark, he has that forward throw to take the stock near the ledge.
For sure, but Lucario, that kind of percent, man, you're already crossing your eyes and dotting your T's on your will at that point. It's really scary to play from that sort of position. And right now, Astro, he's sitting very comfortably. I think 101% gives him a lot of aura, a lot of rage really to work with. And Caillou, he really needs to find a way to stop the bleeding.
Astro trying to catch him with the Aura Spear charge and get that damage in with the grab. Ooh.
Misses the initial grab, but still able to find the second one afterwards. Actually catching him off guard, armoring through with the side B, and it's going to be enough to actually take the stock. So a bit of a surprise there.
And yeah, and this is going to be pretty beneficial for young Caillou now, because with the pits, per se, you're more so grab and go at the start and able to rack up that damage really easily.
And it's interesting, Pit has that reflector, of course, which might force Astro to come up close, maybe throw a few less of those Aura Spheres like he would like. And as a result, you have to remember that Lucario, even though his damage output is great, he's still, at the end of the day, a pretty stubby character overall as far as his reach goes.
All right, Clean Power Shield going to be able to get that grab into the follow-up. Astro going to be having a little bit trouble landing. Unfortunately, no punish on that spot dodge, but gets a jab to compensate for it.
Oh, that time Astro was so ready for it. And you notice that he just was almost in the same space where Caillou found success last time. Just holds onto the shield. Caillou takes the bait, ends up losing that first game.
Yeah, seeing these two often at the weeklies, I could tell that young Caillou definitely gives you that shadow. He's definitely very hopeful for the side Bs, so he definitely throws that out quite a bit. So I'd like to see him more so try to use it to catch the landings, and also see that Astro has a little bit of like a rolling habit whenever he feels pressured. So hopefully he's able to pinpoint that out and put it more into his advantage.
Well, he's going to need every advantage he can possibly get. And this is interesting to me. We're seeing the character swap, the stage swap now to Lilac.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts in regards to that? What's Caillou hoping to achieve with this sort of a stage selection?
I can sort of see why we would pick this, more so the tilting could potentially mess with Lucario's recovery, but at the same time I also don't like it as well because the tilting can mess with Dark Pit's recovery if he does decide to choose to recover with up B at an angle.
That second side B to get back onto the stage. Caillou, it feels like he's doing a lot better now, but it's almost false confidence whenever you look at the archetype that Lucario has. The fact that with every hit that isn't a KO, pushing Lucario closer and closer to that percentage where he can just decimate you with one hit. At this point, despite the percent difference, I feel like this game is in favor of Astro.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's never really over until you're able to take that stock And once you do, it's a big sigh of relief. Ooh!
And just trapped at that corner. I think that Aura Sphere covered so much. The chances of Caillou going for a second reflector after that first one whipped was so astronomically low.
And now this is where the matchup becomes a little bit of a problem, is that, to be honest, Lucario's not going to be able to die for a while unless he gets a smash or a side B in near the ledge. But Lucario with the Aura and the Rage right here, is he going to... Okay, not the best DI by Astro. Going to be losing that stock.
Certainly a bit of a surprise. Now some signs of life that we're seeing from Caillou.
Ooh, gets the trip. Unfortunately, not able to get that follow-up. Astro able to get the punish for him trying to go for it.
Mix-ups on defense are really nice as well. We saw the jumps before to avoid the follow-ups that time, the air dodge. But Astro, he's just taking in this data. He's just taking his sweet time. And that was such a clean grab. Falling aerial to set up for a little bit of hit stun, and I think he might have even auto-canceled a bit on landing to ensure you get the grab afterwards.
Now he's definitely getting a little bit too happy with the side Bs. He definitely wants to save that for later and try to offer grabs here and catch his landing. Okay.
A good grab. Ooh, Astro leading out of trouble and back at center. Beautiful grab though to go and retaliate after that reflect.
All right, and just, oh, and that's unfortunate. That's a death.
When the stage pick comes back to bite you.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying. Like, this pick, in a way, was pretty smart, and at the same time, was also a glass cannon because, in a way, it's very hard for the pitch to recover at an angle, especially when Lila is tilted. So
it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
At times, you know.